I'm about to feed them to the sharks right now. Get them hype right now. Yeah. You know the ground is up. Yeah. Everybody that trains, you know the game. Yeah. So let's get it. Slap it up, bump it, and roll. Hey. Yeah, that's the way that it goes. Ain't no better way to better yourself in this game. You're feeling the growth. That's time on the mat. We put in the work. Believe it ain't easy, I know. But we train for the love of the game, the love of the art. Now slap it up, bump it, let's roll.
Welcome to episode 82 of the BJJ Campaign Podcast. My name is Jeff Boone. I'm an A3 blue belt, 3 stripes.
Phil Kors, A2, blue belt, 3 stripes.
Whoa. 3 stripes.
It's a tie game.
It's a tie ball game. Congratulations on the promotion during our regular class the other night. What are you going to do differently?
Leg locks, exclusively. That's all I do now.
No guard passing?
I don't even know what that means.
Exactly. Oh, you're just going to watch the Danaher video.
That's all
we'll go
I
to
do
classes, but we're not doing any of the techniques.
I play it while I sleep so that like subliminally gets massaged into my brain.
Well, and it helps you go to sleep better, right?
It's true.
Just kidding, folks. We are going to be committed to regular class and not just leg locks. But tell me something, Phil. Last episode, we talked about your detoxification from caffeine.
Yes.
A little bit has changed in that timing between now and then, because today, whenever you came over here,
I'm sweating.
You walked in with 2 giant Traveler's mugs.
I was traveling here.
You're 10 minutes away from my house, Bill. That's not a trap. I've got a Keurig right here in the kitchen. You can get coffee at will.
Yeah.
Literally.
I can refill them.
30 seconds.
Yeah.
2 mugs. One I will give you credit for is a jiu-jitsu life lessons that you can't really read much about.
It's actually terrible.
It is a terrible mug, but it was one of those Facebook purchases.
It's just funny because like they show the same ad I see all the time. It's like a poster. They just took the poster and made it tiny enough to go on a mug so you can't read it.
Yeah. So they shrunk the words where they're
just unreadable.
Me especially. You see how big my font is on my phone anyway. Yeah. They have all the takedowns. They have
there's a whole.
That's hilarious.
There's like 4 charts in the same like top to bottom portion of the mug.
So public service announcement.
Don't buy that mug.
You see this on Facebook, do not buy the mug. It's terrible.
Also, there's a sticker on it. You can't get it off.
Oh my God.
So I'm back to drinking a lot of coffee, and we're going to try to find the balance. It's probably not going to happen.
Mm-mm. I feel like you're one of those all or nothing kind of guys.
It's true. It's pretty much with everything. It's all, It's a great way to put it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We'll see how it plays out. I'm interested.
The problem is, if one coffee is good,
7 coffees is better.
Isn't it better? I don't see the downside.
I'm going to need to get you a towel to wipe your brow.
It's warm in here. It's warm in here.
It's not. It's 70 degrees in here. But so let's talk a little bit about training. I want to talk, Phil, about drilling, because I think drilling gets a bad rap.
You do. That's super interesting. Love to hear how you make this happen.
So you know, all the sayings, drillers are killers, and then there's the Kit Dales out there that says, I never drilled a day in my life. What really is going on is, they're drilling, and I'm not just specifying a regimented routine to be a drill, right? Stay with me here. Because part of drilling is specific training, right? Isn't it?
Okay.
So if we're doing specific training and we're trying to learn to better compose guard, right? And not get our guard pass, doing actual specific training where it's it's pass, sweep, or submit. That's actually drilling. It's also live rolling, but it is drilling, and it's a fun way to drill rather than just doing a set of, like we had been doing with the open guard, where they give you one, you start with the knee cut, they give you one reaction, push the knee, then you go to the X pass, and then from that, if they clamp your behind your legs, you go to the other side, or straight up the middle, right? Mm-hmm. So that's more of what you would think as a drill. Wouldn't you say that?
Okay.
So I think that drilling could be anything from that to our live positional sparring, where you reset every single time that something changed, whether you get your guard passed or whether you sweep someone that's trying to pass your guard.
Okay.
No argument? You're not going to argue with me about that?
There's nothing to argue.
I'm right.
Where does it get a bad rap?
Well, I think drilling gets a bad rap in that, in these, the Lachlan Giles, the Craig Jones, the Kit Dale, always say, I don't drill.
Okay. They're just using different words. It's practice.
Right, it's semantics.
Yeah, it's practice. Do they practice?
Yes, they practice.
Okay.
Also,
so we're just going to add the words with varying levels of resistance.
I like that.
It's all practice.
It is all practice.
There's no way to get good at it without doing it.
True.
So it's all the same.
Yeah, you're right.
There was no argument here.
Felt like I was going to get more resistance from you on that.
No.
Okay. So
we're going to add in resistance later.
Yeah.
We're going to start slow.
Very resistant.
We're flow podcasting right now. So.
Yeah, we really don't have that much planned for this one. So
this
yeah,
is the flow
you're right.
podcast.
You're right. So tell me this.
Drilling with no resistance is boring.
That's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
That's where it gets a bad rap, I think. Drilling with no resistance.
It's boring.
Sucks.
Yeah.
Unless it's something you're really bad at, then it's kind of funny.
Yeah, but then it's necessary because you don't know what you're doing. So if you resist, it's pointless because you're just going to fail.
Right.
So that's why we need to practice.
Yeah. I also want to bring up, I like the idea of, we got on that kick. We were watching the YouTube videos of the 10th Planet warm-ups.
We talked about this so much. I've never watched it once.
You haven't watched it?
No, never.
It's freaking impressive, man.
Seems like a good idea.
It's really nice.
We've never done it.
So for those of you out there, they like 10th Planet, the Eddie Bravo whole thing system, hundreds of them worldwide. They no-gi only. They have like an A, B, C, D, E, and I think F. I think it's A through F. Is the warm-ups, and then Eddie Bravo will post on his Instagram, which I think he's just doing that to get Instagram followers, and he's going to get paid for it. I mean, it's smart. It's a smart strategy by him. Mm-hmm. But they check it every day. He says, it has the week laid out. Monday is E, Tuesday is F. Just has it all laid out. But there's these, I don't know how to put it, prescribed movements or specific
choreographed.
And that goes right along with the B-boy theme of the 10th Planet guys.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, it's that's where Boogie and Gio Martinez came from. Is the B-boy scene.
That's so weird. Why do you like that?
Why do you not like it? That's the question, Phil. What is wrong with you, man? Have you ever watched it? They're so very talented, and like from somebody who has to get is excited whenever they hear John say, for you that are not flexible, here's an option for you. For those types of people that this is impossible for, the b-boy dancing, it's really interesting to see. And obvious how it translates into jiu-jitsu.
Right. Stretching on that one.
It's It's not a stretch. They were some of the fastest promoted 10th planet black belts out there because they have body motion. They have body awareness. Remember whenever you first came in, because you were terrible when you first came in. You couldn't stand up straight.
Still can't.
Yeah, that's true.
We're like,
but
the
now
circling,
you have crazy
I can't
balance.
circle. I can go forwards or backwards. I can't circle.
Yeah,
that never works.
That
doesn't work at all.
You're right. You're right. But your balance is so much better in guard now than it was. You think about that cultivation of that movement. And I said it the other night whenever we were done, man, just the mobility and that cultivation of movement that comes with doing jiu-jitsu for now over 3 years for me. It's incredible. It's incredible what the body can do that it couldn't do 3 years ago.
And that's because of drilling.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah.
You got me. You got me with my own zinger. Yeah, that may be very true. It may be very true. And because I watch a lot of B-boy videos.
Still have that same issue. Like everything that I've not done before still sucks. I can connect it.
It sucks less.
Later.
It sucks less now.
But still, the first couple times you do anything's terrible.
You're telling me. You're telling me. I'm going to take an example from our mastery, the advanced class, the other night because that's not a good example.
No, I've struggled with everything in that class.
So it's that rolling arm bar, right? From whenever you've got turtle position.
Move on, because you're just going to confuse everyone.
I am not going to confuse everyone. You say that, but I'm not. I'm going to explain it. You're going to understand it perfectly, and so is the audience, Phil. So they're, you've got them in turtle position, except for they've got their base out wide, right? So you can attack let's say if you're on the right side, you attack the right arm and you put your left leg knee down over top of their head, right? So it comes from that arm trap position where you're trying to take the back kind of, but you're already starting off on the right side. You're right. I'm confusing the shit out of a lot of people.
That's not even what we did in class.
It was the class that you weren't there.
Oh. Okay.
That's the class that you weren't there that we were doing that rolling arm. My point was, like, when I first saw that was in a Steve Hall seminar when I think I was still white belt, and arm bars were very new and everything about it was very new. And I was utterly, I didn't get it at all, right? I didn't get that rolling arm bar. Nothing right. And I kept trying. Well, circle back around, it's probably a year and a half later, John does this in the advanced class, and lo and behold, yeah, the first rep sucked, but like second rep, I was like, oh, I get this now. So it's not that I drilled that rolling arm bar, because I hadn't done that rolling arm bar, I hadn't really ever done it correctly, but for a year and a half, but just from the familiarity
How
of
you warm
the
up?
arm bar.
How you warm up?
What do you mean?
What do you do to warm up before that class?
I don't know. What?
Would you like roll down the mat forwards and backwards
Yeah, Phil, I don't know what your point is.
in a drilling fashion?
I don't know what your point is, Phil.
Did you drill any other arm
It's
bars?
totally not connected.
Okay.
It's totally not connected to any of that.
Right. I'm also helping you make your point that you don't have to drill this one specific thing to get good at it.
It's the mobility. That's what I'm saying. We're saying the same thing.
But
Why
you're
are we
saying,
arguing with each other?
because you were saying because you don't drill it, but you do because you drill it in the warm-ups. That's the purpose
Drill
of doing the
movements.
front rolls
You're right. All right.
and everything else.
I'll buy it. But that whole cultivation of movement that you get from the drills that we repeatedly do. And man, guess what? Those drills are really important. And it's really important I don't know about you, but every shrimp that I do, whenever we do drills, I want to try to do it precisely and get my hips up, get my hips out, make my foot motion to where I do a 1-2 step and do that right every time. And it's the same thing with all of them. I want to try to do it right every time. And
Did you watch the Danaher mobility series thing, that like free thing he gave away during the virus thing?
no, we've got it. I know that, but it's in that big.
He talks about the shrimp for like 45 minutes.
Of course he does.
You think you're doing the shrimp right?
I know I'm doing a shrimp right. No, I'm not doing a shrimp right.
I don't know. I couldn't watch it. I didn't watch it. It was so long. I started to watch a little bit of it and I didn't make it.
I don't think I have 45 minutes worth of detail on the shrimp, the hip escape, as they call it.
I'm assuming it gets into different versions, like I've seen
Are
before.
we doing the shrimp wrong?
Oh, I'm sure.
No, come on, man.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, you're probably right. We probably are. Well, I've drilled it 10,000 times doing it wrong then, so I'll be
I mean,
good at doing
the
it
hips
wrong.
are moving, but I'm sure there's other stuff that I'm not aware of yet.
Yeah, but it's not just the hips moving. It's the hips coming up and out, really focusing on reaching down towards your toes and really focusing on getting up on your toes whenever you're doing it.
Okay.
What-
I
don't
feel like
think-
you wanted a whole lot more from me right there.
Well, I mean, I think, yes, Phil, I need, you've had 15 cups of coffee.
Yeah.
At least you can do is talk just a little bit during this podcast.
You're not going to hear me say I know how to do that right. No chance.
Well, all right, maybe we're not doing it right, but I'm trying every time to specifically do it right.
Sure.
Like I'm not just
trying
racing down the mat.
to hit my head on the person's foot in front of me to prove how fast I can shrimp.
That's the kids' class. No.
Yeah, no, I mean, I try to do it effectively. But this all goes back to the same thing. The drilling is not, what did you say drilling was? Not important or was overrated or bad rap?
Yeah, I think drilling gets a bad rap in a lot of circles.
Sure. Yeah, I guess.
Maybe it's a terrible hot take that I just got. It
Yeah.
probably is.
I don't know who can say it's not useful because it's just practice.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, I seem to only learn by failure. So the no resistance thing is cool to kind of like understand what I need to do. And I try to do it super perfect with no resistance. But it doesn't seem to ever really stick in my head until I do it a lot and kind of figure it out. Unfortunately, on my own. It's the hardest way possible. It's the only way I remember anything.
No, that's.
But like if I don't,
but other people don't learn like you. You understand that, right?
I hope not. I hope somebody can do it easier.
My point was not that you're a bad learner. He's a bad learner. But my point was that they're different learning styles.
Yeah. Yeah, mine sucks. It's very frustrating.
I will say it. But here's the benefit of yours. Once you have it,
It
you
doesn't go.
never forget
Yeah,
it.
and
Ever. It never goes away.
Yeah, I guess that is true.
That is a good part.
So, I guess another one though, I don't know, but like what makes it fun for me is the connection stuff, I guess, of like we talked about the cross choke from the mount. I think we talked about it. I say that's like the hardest move in jiu-jitsu for me.
I don't disagree.
Because when I'm in the mount, if I try to reach in, I don't get it right, and it never works. I could be going up against like a brand new person, and they're like, "This is not gonna do it," you know. And then we were drilling guard passing stuff, and I had my hand already in your collar, and it was in there pretty deep, and I was using it to crossface, and I saw that in the Lepre DVDs, and then I've seen other people show that same thing. And so it's already in tight, and when people are kind of selling out to not let me knee cut,
Yeah.
I already have the cross grip in there that I just started reaching over the shoulder for the mount for that cross choke grip, and
From
then just
half guard, basically.
right, and then bringing my knee instead of trying to knee cut over, landing in mount 3/4 mount or whatever with a really tight cross choke that like I could sit in the mount for an hour with no resistance and not get that grip, but all of a sudden see it after. I mean, I've been working on a knee cut for like a year.
Yeah.
Like a lot of time in that knee cut position,
Yeah.
like not getting through. I've been in there in competitions.
You did. Yeah, for sure.
I've been in there in training with everybody.
Yep.
Spent a lot of time. And then all of a sudden I randomly see it and it works. And then it fixed not only gave me another avenue to take out of a knee cut position, which I'm always in, but it is a cross choke from the mount. Like I can't make it happen in the mount yet, but like the drilling of the cross choke in the mount, another one of those related things.
Well, and two, the key that you pointed out there, it's that getting in deep before you're in that position. On that cross choke, and John shows it every time. You pull that lapel out, jam that hand all the way down in there, and then you close, right? You straighten the wrist, and then you close, because man, that cross choke, that first grip is the choke. Because if you keep that first grip on there, you're shutting off 50% of their blood to their brain immediately. And what was it?
Why would you ignore 50% of the human brain's blood flow?
BJJ campaign exclusive right there, folks. No, but you didn't go to the Dustin Dennis seminars. Mm-hmm. They were great, hilarious. And what he would say, putting them on ice. That's what I'm doing. I'm putting them on ice. So he'd have that first grip in there, and no matter what it was, he was teaching that old school position where you went under their arm and grabbed the lapel and got the lapel up. So you'd already have that first one in there. He said, I'm just putting them on ice right now. I can sit here as long as I want. And literally, Bill almost went out during one of them. He was Izuki there for a while. But so that second, whenever you bring that second one across, that's just a formality, right? That second one's it's done as soon as there's any occlusion of the other side of the arterial flow to the brain. So you were just putting them on ice.
Okay.
We need a shirt, BJJ campaign, put them on ice.
It's a terrible idea.
Terrible idea.
It's not your saying.
I'm going to get back on the drilling thing one more time.
Okay.
And that is to say, you can make up your own drills, right? Because we were doing, me and Chris were partners in class the other day, and we were doing, I can't even remember. And now I forgot the drill. It's great. But we were doing work from side control that was landing us in mount, and then an escape, which then puts you in side control. Oh, that's what it was. It was that
the rollover escape.
Yeah, the rollover escape. And so you can just make that a drill, right? You just do it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Just do that. But don't forget it like I did just now.
That's also shown to us every time they teach the move. They go, you can actually do this back and forth. But you made it up.
Listen, there's no new ideas, Phil. Okay? They've all been out there, all right? I make nothing up.
If Ryan listens to this one, he's smacking his forehead when he hears you say you invented the rollover escape back and forth drill. You can make your own drills, and you're going to shrimp down the mat. So.
Yeah, that's a great point by you. I invented nothing. I just simply do what I'm told most of the time. Okay. Yeah, that was...
You can make your own drills, though.
You can't. You can't. They've probably already been made up before, like I just said. But you can.
I think it's just another word for practice. And I'd like to practice what I think is important to me, and it's usually wherever I'm
Practice, unlike
losing.
drills, gets a good rap.
That's true.
Should practice.
It's like how fundamentals is better than basics.
Correct. Because if they're fundamental, that doesn't necessarily mean they're basic.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know.
Do you remember? You probably are too young for this, but there was a public service now. Reading is fundamental. Riff. If they would have said
Heard reading is fundamental,
rib,
but I don't.
reading is basic, probably wouldn't have been as good. Probably wouldn't have. So, yeah, I get it. Good marketing on their part.
Yeah.
I digress. Anyway,
I think that's one thing that we have talked about a lot is the positional sparring. And if you just change the word to positional drilling or positional practice, it's all.
they're synonymous. It's
Yeah.
semantics.
Yeah. Because, I mean, if you don't ever drill it with no resistance, you're never going to know what to do. And if you never drill it with resistance, it's never going to actually work.
Right. Right. Just like whenever you're doing a knee cut, every time and then their knee gets in underneath your elbow, you figure out, you figure out what you're screwing up whenever you're doing it without resistance, right? Well, you actually figure it out probably with resistance. You try to perfect it without resistance. So, yeah. Anyway. What, Phil, what is the other big thing on our agenda that we're doing this summer? Come on, dude.
Origin?
Best week of the year.
That's true, yeah. It's fun. I was thinking about today. I'm looking forward to it.
Dude, you really do have to get off that coffee because you've had 3 cups while you're here and you're just
Totally normal?
stone
I know.
cold.
Yeah.
You're not at all
It just
jacked
doesn't
up.
do anything, really.
I'm more jacked up than you, and I only had 2 cups this morning.
Yeah.
That was a
This
long time.
morning,
Yeah.
I had 4 cups this morning.
Oh, yeah.
And then I had 2.
Folks, whenever he says cups, they're actually traveler's mugs where they're basically actually 2.5 cups of coffee originally. So that's, you said, how many did you have?
4 this morning.
So that's 10 cups of coffee.
Then at class, I might have been dehydrated.
That makes sense. Yeah. Makes total sense.
Yeah.
Makes total sense. The Jack Davenport is trying to get the Cabin 5, or as we were called last year, the Nightingales, after one of the great nurses in history, Florence Nightingale, back together. Jack seems to be nervous about showing up at camp with just another degree or 2 on his white belt.
It's going to be 5.
He might be a 5-degree white belt at camp. I don't know. He's
Yeah, but
pushing hard.
Has he been hurt this year?
Nope.
This will be the first year he's not hurt.
It's not been
so,
hurt.
see some progress. I'm excited.
I am too. I wonder if he's going to correct any of the professors there this year.
I hope so.
I do too. It's one of the best moments of camp last year.
He's crazy.
For those of you who hadn't heard, I don't know what episode it was on that we talked about it. It was with James.
I think he brought it up.
Yeah,
I
this is
think he told the
James
story.
Cleaver.
Yeah. It's like the day after it happened or something.
Jack Davenport, 2nd-degree white belt, corrected a positioning of James Klingerman of 3rd or 4th degree black belt, something like that.
I think 3rd, yeah.
Third degree black belt, yeah. So yeah, it was quite comical. Looking forward to more of those good times and training. 3 sessions a day, up in beautiful Maine. What are you most excited about? And I'm going to go out on a limb and say ice baths.
Nope, those aren't necessary. I actually don't have inflammation anymore because I take a shot for my psoriasis now, so my inflammation's totally gone. None of my joints hurt,
Dude,
ever.
your psoriasis is almost completely cleared.
Yeah, it's flat now. So
That's
now it just
crazy.
all the stuff that's exposed to the sun is pretty much fixed. Everything that's still like
covered.
Pale.
Okay, if you don't wear chinos all the time and maybe put on a pair of shorts every now
I'm
and
going
then.
on vacation next week. I'm going to be at the beach. I got my Speedo.
The banana hammock.
And I'm going to get rid of the rest of the spots. But yeah, no, it's way better. Way better.
How about your back? Back better?
It's all smooth. I just haven't like been outside without a shirt on to like, the sun will make it actually go away.
Yeah,
like it'll like make me tan and change all the
Get that
colors.
Good,
but yeah,
get that
if you
good
like
vitamin
look at my
D
thigh, yeah.
Fighting the coronavirus, vitamin D.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Get a little sun.
But yeah, so I don't get inflammation anymore. So it's basically like steroids. So I don't need ice baths.
So that's a no to the ice baths.
I think my favorite part will be open guard this year. Because that's like something I kind of started trying to work on a little bit recently, is because I'm really bad at it. But now I think I have the opportunity to work on the guard when I want to work on the guard and not because I have to work on the guard.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that.
Thinking about all the instructors, I'm trying to think. Really, I liked Alexi's open guard stuff.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what to think I'm gonna like because I haven't really tried anything. I don't really like daily Hiva because I don't like the way it feels on my knee. I've heard I'm doing it wrong, which I'm sure is the case, but I don't seem to have much of a preference. So I'm excited just to kind of do whatever
Get
and then,
something out, whether it's lasso, whether it's
and
spider,
then just
whether
play
it's
with just be able to have the confidence to play with something and not really care because I don't think the guard passes the death sentence that it's been for me in the past.
Mm-hmm. I think too. I think going into camp, I feel like, and I don't feel like it was ever a problem before because I don't think that we were assholes in how we roll or ever really have been. But just so much of the work we've been doing lately is involving getting yourself in bad spots.
Yeah,
I've really cherished that bad spot and really becoming harder to submit, and with that, guess what comes more submissions, right? You get submitted more if you put yourself in those bad spots to defend them. But I just think I don't know. I just think that, I mean, listen, I don't know how much better the overall experience could be because the last 2 years has been an unbelievable experience. And I'm looking forward to it. Stay tuned because who knows what range of guests that we're going to have. It's going to obviously be really high quality guests that we have while we're there, but we'll definitely try to bring you guys something each and every day from there. It'll be spread out over a few weeks period of time, but definitely we're going to be set up and really ready to podcast like we have every year there. And I like it. I enjoy the podcast there just simply because it reminds me, if I listen to those, it reminds me of being there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, no, I think it's going to be a great time. Every time I leave there, I feel a whole lot better than when I got there. I mean, technique wise, you spend so much time just drilling different stuff. It's like
practicing
30 hours
practicing
practice. Yeah. You can call it whatever word you want.
I like it. We're on the same page on this.
I had to give you a hard time. I didn't like it.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. It's going to be great to see all the training partners that we had last year there. It's
just an actual summer camp now. We just do jiu-jitsu there instead of s'mores.
Right.
Although I think they do s'mores.
Huh? They do have a night with s'mores.
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah. Pete was bringing them out around last year.
So, what else do people do at summer camps? Like tag and stuff.
Like finger bang chicks.
That's true. That's band camp.
Man, that is totally inappropriate.
Yeah.
That's great. Now, there's not going to be much of that going on, I don't think. I mean, maybe there is. It's just not about me.
Yeah, it's mostly dudes.
Yeah.
So, probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Awkward. Maybe there'll be the random oil check here occasionally. It's going to happen. True. That happens.
Yeah, heard.
Did you see that on Somebody asked what an oil check was on one of the jiu-jitsu forums the other day.
I don't really go on Facebook anymore. No.
That's good.
Spend very little
Smart.
time. Yeah.
It's really smart.
It's just angry people. So
It
no
is.
thanks. Yeah.
You're right. You're absolutely
Seen
right.
a lot of people change their mind.
Every one of them, right? It's a great argument every time because you always see comments of, yeah, you really convinced me. Oh, no, wait. You don't ever see those comments.
Yeah, no, I don't go on Facebook. So I have missed out on a lot of the jiu-jitsu group stuff. It's been a real loss.
They did explain to him what an oil check was, so that was good.
That is good. It's important to know.
It's very important to know. It's an important defense to know. As Dean Lister would say. If you haven't listened to the Dean Lister episode, I highly recommend you go back and do that. The best oil check story ever, in my opinion. So, anyway, Philly, it's good to be back, man. It's good to be back. Good to be back doing this. And I enjoy it. I treasure our time together with this. And so if the audience chooses to help support us, tell them how they can do that.
Well, you can be a small through a large.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And order a rash guard.
Those rash guards are great.
If you weigh more than 175 pounds or so, don't order one.
Don't order one.
Because we're out.
Yep.
Because they were too good and too comfortable.
Yep.
And they're all gone.
Everybody bought them up, except
if you weigh less than
130 to 175 pounders, they didn't buy them. So we're looking for you. What is that? Welterweight, featherweight, rooster, feather, and welter?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's rooster, feather, and welter. We're looking for you for support.
So buy a rash guard.
Yes.
There's also t-shirts.
T-shirts are great.
They're just not
super
as good.
comfortable.
They're just not as good.
Yeah, but they're super comfortable, man.
So is a rash guard. I wear a rash guard to the store now.
You doing your best John Danaher?
Yeah. Yeah. And guess what? It rains. I walk to the car. I don't even care.
They say you actually get less rain on you if it's raining hard if you walk rather than run. Because you're exposing more surface area when you're running.
And the splashing.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. That was on Mythbusters. Very, very good. Let's see. Go to the website. Join the Facebook group. We've had a few meme posts there lately. Thank you, Patrick. And if you're not doing something out there to make yourself better each and every day, get out there and do it. Phil and I choose jiu-jitsu. We hope you do too.